Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am Milk and this is Milk Astrology, and today we're going to be doing a weekly tarot video. And I already have the cards pulled, so we're going to be doing air signs first. Air signs are not Sagittarius. They're Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I would prefer that you apply your rising sign, but you can apply your Sun, Moon, Mars, or Venus. I just feel like rising sign will be the most accurate. For my air signs, I have Knight of Cups. So you're feeling very passionate, you're feeling very compassionate this week. I feel like you're optimistic, but you also have Five of Swords. So you're kind of reaching this point where you're kind of tired, you're disappointed, and there's a sense of like, I think you don't want to admit that someone in your life is, I don't know, I just don't think that they're as helpful to you as you've been to them. I think you've like found yourself extending yourself or being kind of like constantly providing like a listening ear to them, or like some kind of overextension of yourself. And I just feel like they haven't really been reciprocating that. I feel like if anything, they've been kind of taking advantage or just like caught up in like knowing that you're gonna be there. And something is just not sitting right with you this week about that dynamic. I feel like it makes you feel like you're kind of, I don't want to say used, but I feel like you're feeling, you're kind of feeling like easily accessible, but I think when you try to feel that same energy back, you're not really getting it from them. And then I also have Eight of Cups and Strength, and I feel like this is really interesting because this is talking about cutting your losses, and I feel like it's almost like you this week come to a conclusion of knowing your worth, knowing what you need and what you don't need, and knowing not to settle. I don't think this is something that is like news to you. I feel like this is something that you've already kind of have been sitting with for a while. So like me telling you this right now, I don't really feel like you're going to be like, really, I don't know who that would be. I feel like you're going to have like someone already in mind while I'm saying this. So I do feel like this is a week of cutting your losses, of having the strength to really stand up for yourself, know what you want, know your worth, but then also like be able to assess like, no, this isn't actually what I'm okay with. I feel like for a while you just felt like you didn't have a choice. I feel like you just felt like this was kind of your this was like your circumstances, and you just go through it and just take it or accept it. And I think you're coming to a conclusion of, no, actually, like this is not something that I'm actually okay with, and it doesn't sit right with me, so I'm going to make some changes. And this is mostly talking about you having the courage to do that this week. Again, I don't really think this is something that is very shocking for you. I feel like it's been a long time coming. So this will be a week about kind of knowing your self-worth and knowing what you're capable of, but making sure that other people know that too. I also have Oracle card, Share Your Voice, Come Out of the Cave, Persecution, Expression. So I definitely feel like this week is a time where you are capable of allowing yourself to know like you don't have to just accept things, you don't have to just go with things because other people are doing it or because other people want you to do it. Like you're allowed to go against the grain or go against the crowd. And I feel like for a while you kind of forgot your voice, and I think this is kind of a week of really reaffirming what you want, who you are, and what you're not going to tolerate. So that is the overall weekly forecast for you guys. This is kind of brief, I'm sorry about that. But it's, you know, to the point, it's blunt. This reading is for Earth signs. Earth signs are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So apply your rising. I would prefer that you apply your rising. You can apply your Sun, Moon, Mars, or Venus. I just feel like the rising will be the most accurate for you. So I have the moon for you, and I feel like insecurities are going to be a thing that play out this week. I think you're going to be faced with having to deal with things head on, and I don't think this is very comfortable for you because Earth signs, you don't like to be in a position where you feel like you are insecure. I feel like you like to be very self-assured, and you like to exude this sense of confidence about you. So when you find yourself in a state of questioning, it makes you very like fragile and vulnerable. So this is going to be a week where you really have to sit with that emotion. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I also have 6 of Pentacles, so it's going to really help you solidify the direction that you want to take, where you want to go. I feel like you're going to come out of this upcoming week feeling like you have a fresh perspective, or you have like fresh goals for yourself, and I think that's going to be pretty uplifting for you. I do also have 7 of Wands reverse and 6 of Cups reverse though, so I do feel like there's some tension with people in your lives right now. This could be also why you're feeling insecure. So I don't necessarily think this is going to be like a new topic that you're gonna have to face this week, but I do feel like it's going to bring up like whatever issue that was provoked to make you feel insecure, has you really thinking about your past. It has you really stuck in like old experiences, maybe things that you thought you put to rest, but then maybe you realized that you didn't. And I also think you're reaching a sense of like feeling like you're ready to give up or let go of something or move forward from something. So this might be, again, it might be like a pretty heavy beginning and middle of the week, because I think you're going through this sense of needing to let go and identify of things that you just don't have the energy for anymore. I think it could be things that you really thought you wanted though. So coming to that realization, and then maybe even identifying similarities that this thing has with your past experiences. This could be like a person in your life that maybe you thought was really great, but maybe you're realizing they don't treat you as well as you thought they did. And I think maybe it's going to make you identify with other people in your past that you've cut out or that you've walked away from. And I think you're kind of going to go through this sense of realization where you're like, well, why am I making excuses for this person? Like, I think it's going to really just have you solidifying what you're not going to tolerate. And again though, I think it does leave you in a bit of a vulnerable state, because this isn't something that you wanted to really face or like have to admit. I think it was something that you were just going to continue accepting, but then I think it became too overwhelming for you. So as you really identifying what you're no longer going to tolerate. And I also have align your life, which means what is not aligned or needs to change. So that like really just goes into this whole reading. This week is really about taking a step back and assessing what you're no longer okay with, maybe what you thought you were okay with. But I think mostly just embracing the fact that you're allowed to change your mind. I feel like I've said this for you guys recently, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I do feel like you've recently, like in the past few weeks of my readings, I feel like Earth signs have been going through this tug and pull, this huge transformational period where you're not necessarily wanting to move forward, but knowing that you need to. And again, I really feel like this is about relationships. I feel like this is about people in your life that I think you made excuses for, and I think this is about no longer making excuses for things that just aren't okay. So that is what this week is for you. Okay, so for fire signs are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You can apply your sun, moon, or Venus, Mars, whatever. I just would prefer that you apply your rising. I feel like that will be the most accurate for you. And I have 8 of Wands reversed with 2 of Pentacles. So it looks like you're going to be trying to meet deadlines, or I think you're one of those people that like feels like with the whole world in quarantine right now, I feel like you're feeling like you need to be doing the most, or you need to be like utilizing all this free time as productively as possible for you. And I think you're getting frustrated because the things that you want, like you either just don't have the energy or motivation to do, or like there are deadlines, there are things that are just getting in the way of the things that you're trying to accomplish right now. And you're feeling like you have to do the most, but you really don't have to do anything right now. And you have yourself really feeling like this is something that you need to prioritize, but it's not your priority this week. you're going to try to be overextending your energy or overworking yourself to do like goals. I don't know if this is like deep cleaning your house or like starting an online hobby or business or venture, or I don't know, if this is something where you feel like maybe you're like trying to overly work out or diet during quarantine or something and you're burning yourself out. Like, you just don't need to be doing the most right now. You need to relax. I also have 10 of Swords reversed and the Fool. So I feel like you could be motivated by the fact that something in your life came to an end recently. I think you're going through this period of letting go and moving away from something. And I think you've already done this. You've already been moving away from this change in your life. And I think you're kind of disappointed with yourself. I feel like you were very optimistic about this circumstance and it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. And this could be why you're like trying to do the most this week. Again, I don't necessarily feel like this is something that you realize. I feel like you were channeling all of your energy into being as productive as possible because you're trying to avoid dealing with your feelings. But I also have Lemuria, which is a really interesting card. It says creating heaven on earth. It's happening, and I didn't really understand this oracle card, but I had to look it up in the little booklet. And it's kind of talking about how you need to heal yourself before healing your circumstances or healing things around you. Like, you're someone that really wants to heal the earth, or you really want to do things to help other people, or, you know, fix the planet. Like, you really care about things apart from just what directly affects you personally. But you can't do anything if you're not okay with yourself. So this week you need to kind of just rest. This week I feel like you need to stop putting your energy into like what you feel you need to do and just take a breather and take time to yourself. I feel like you're going through this sense of like healing and you're not there yet, and you're trying to fast forward this process. I don't think you're not comfortable with being in pain. Like, you like to just get over it, move forward, fast forward, but that's not what's going to help. So just taking time to breathe, relax, put your laundry list on hold for a bit and just sit with yourself. I think that's going to be the best way out of this week for you. For water signs, I have 9 of Cups reversed. So this week you've been doing the bare minimum lately. You've been going not really above and beyond. You've been just comfortable with what you've been doing, so you've just been coasting. But that's not really reaching a sense of purpose in your life or fulfillment. I don't think you feel excited lately. I think you're just kind of accepting like, oh, well, this works, but just because it works doesn't necessarily mean that like that's the best you can do. I also have 10 of Wands reversed with Knight of Swords reversed. So I feel like this is saying you've been kind of carrying the weight on your back of other people for a really long time now. I feel like I've said something similar for you recently, but it looks like you've been really trying to help others or do things for other people, but it's almost like it's not good enough. I feel like you've been coasting very easily on like what is just enough for you, but you've been trying to like put all of your excess energy into like other people in your life, like almost like you've been carrying other people on your back. I don't know if that's emotionally or whatever, but I just feel like people have been really not understanding or realizing how much they've been taking from you without actually trying to reciprocate this energy. And you've been exhausted, you've been burning yourself out. And I think there's a sense of being frustrated with setbacks or delays, and I feel like you're on someone else's timeline, you're on someone else's deadline, it's not yours. You're not really fulfilled with yourself. I feel like you're just kind of coasting. You're just trying to like put all your energy into other people. And I don't think that this is something that's really healthy for you. I think this week you're going to reach a point where you're just tired. You don't want to just continue to act like everything's fine when it's not. And I think you're going to have to sit with those things and you're going to have to assess like, okay, well, what can I do to stop this cycle, this routine? I think you're gonna need to assess how you can break away from that, because again, I don't really feel like the way you've been going about things for a while has just been like for other people or for everyone but yourself. And I think that's catching up to you. I think you're going to feel very tired this week. But mostly because you've been avoiding helping yourself. Like you've been trying to be something or everything for everyone but yourself. So that's what you're kind of being met with. And then I also have mirror who or what is triggering you. So again, I really feel like this week is about being patient with yourself, about making sure that you're meeting your own needs and that you're doing things that actually appeal and make you feel happy versus just like how you can blindly help other people. Because I don't really feel like some of the people in your life right now are people that are appreciative of you or even understand how much you've been doing to help other people. Like I think that should also be something that you assess this week. Like, are these people actually appreciative? Do they realize how much I've been overextending myself or trying to carry everyone on my back? Because I think it's heavy and it's not your weight to keep carrying. So I think you need to assess how you can take some of that weight off and make other people realize, oh, maybe I should be carrying my own weight. I don't know, not piggybacking on someone else, because that's not healthy for you or anyone else. Overall, that completes this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to turn on all of your post notifications. I post new tarot readings every week, once a week, every Saturday. And comment below, tell me what you thought of this week. I know that my readings are very quick and brief, but I have a short attention span, so I feel like when I make videos that are too long, I don't feel like people really care for that. So let me know what you thought, let me know what you felt, and I will see you in my next video.